Bobi Wine has come out to write a letter requesting elders from the Western region to disassociate themselves from what MUHOZI KAINERUBA normally tweets. It is now very clear that MUHOZI KAINERUBA is the most tribal UPDF officer to ever live as a commander. He puts ethnicity beyond national cohesion. And it is a sign that we are heading towards a civil war, which may be akin to what happened in 1962, which may be akin to what happened in the 80s. Okay? And if we don't come up to arrest this, it may be a disaster. Okay? In a tweet, he came out to say, and I quote, "Here is a letter I wrote to some of the elders of ANKOLE and Kigezi sub-region regarding the barbaric action of General Museveni and his brutal son, MUHOZI KAINERUBA. They have a moral duty to disassociate themselves from the criminality committed in the names of their tribe and perhaps help save our nation from a terrible situation. We want to always go on record on every situation." That is a communication which was made by Bobi Wine, writing a letter to the Western region elders so that they can rein in on General MUHOZI KAINERUBA, who is now coming out to be more tribal. So in this episode, I've come to talk about the letter which was written by Bobi Wine, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the certain materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagali. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this should be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. Truth be told, MUHOZI KAINERUBA has built himself as a leader who's tribal, inept, who's not supposed to be near the presidency. Because that in the most unlikely event, MUHOZI KAINERUBA takes the presidency, of course through some military arrangement of sort, Uganda will even go down in the history as the most failed state because it doesn't expose any character of a leader and a national leader at that. So Bobi Wine coming out to write a letter, first of all, is going on record. Second of all, is also trying to win the hearts of those people, the patriots who are in the Western region. Because normally, leaders in Africa tend to steal and they hide in a community. Even when they make unconstitutional works, they tend to hide in a community. Do you know that how people felt when MUHOZI KAINERUBA came out to say that he's teaching Edi Mutwe Runyankore? He was sounding old drums. Since he's a juvenile in politics, he doesn't know the size of that. Okay? If you look at a letter which was written by Bobi Wine, he tagged very many people like Matthew Kakwire, one of the revolutionaries, Nuamanya Mushega, one of the revolutionaries, Justice Bati Katurebe, those are the elders, Herika Ruhanga, George Mondo Kagonyera, Mary Utamwembwa Mujenyi, John Mona Nasasira, Richard Kajuka, Mary Karoro Kurutu, Hope Ruhindi Mwesije, Archbishop of Mbarara Diocese Catholic Church, Bishop of the Church of Uganda of all dioceses in ANKOLE and Kigezi sub-region, all districts called ANKOLE and Kigezi sub-region. Those are the elders in a community. Many of the cases, however much you would want to bypass those things, there are some people in a society, they may not be rich, they may not be good looking, but their word can be heard. They can show direction. So those are among the people who were written to. The only problem I saw, at least one lady, a letter should have had very many women also. Okay? But even away from that, when you read the letter properly, there's a paragraph where Bobi Wine came out to point out a key issue, and I want to read it for you so that you can also be aware. In this paragraph, it says, in addition to Edi Mutwe's ordeal, many of our supporters who have been abducted and subjected to grave torture have confirmed that this is not more a mere rhetoric. Many, while being tortured, have been told to call the Kabaka to save them and to sing ekitiibwa kya Buganda while replacing Saabalwanyi Kabaka with the Saabalwanyi Museveni. While replacing Ssaabasajja Kabaka with Saabalwanyi Museveni. That is, okay, part of the paragraph. Okay? And if he comes out to say that, it means that this is a tribal card being played by the regime. How can you abduct someone, force him to sing ekitiibwa kya Buganda, replacing the king with your father's name? Okay? Even if it is not true, but that propaganda enters in the heads of very many people. And this is a recipe of disaster. This is a recipe of a tribal war. One of the biggest wars in the world are either tribal or religion. Not even ideology. Those are one of the biggest wars. And we pray that in Uganda it has not come out like that. Furthermore, in one of the last paragraphs, in a bold letter, he came out to say, are you comfortable with what is going on? If not, what role can you play before the situation gets out of hand? It fails on you as some of the elders of ANKOLE and Kigezi sub-region to disassociate yourself from this barbaric, reckless impunity and caution General Tibuhaburwa Museveni and his brutal son to exercise restraint before these actions plunge our country into anarchy. Even if they do not listen to you, will have gone on record and discharge your moral duty. The National Unity Platform assures you of its intentions to work for and create a free, united and prosperous Uganda where every citizen will be treated with dignity. We also assure you of our readiness to engage with you all in a discussion aimed at furthering the objective. Sincerely, Robert Chagulanyi Ssentamu, Bobi Wine. That is a letter which was written by Bobi Wine. I didn't want to read the whole letter because it was somehow long, and since I was a master in summarization, at least I've put out the gist which was contained in the letter. So Bobi Wine coming out to caution the elders is going on record because the burden falls on the elders' shoulders to shatter away of the community. Okay? And remember, Uganda is so tribal, you cannot come out to say reckless statements against a particular community. In Kenya in 2007, people were killed with pangas because community were fighting against each other. And you have someone sitting in a seat of power as a CDF trying to sound tribal war drums. It is so unfortunate. So Bobi Wine coming out to engage the elders in the Western region, it shows leadership. It shows that he's ready to fight the monster called tribalism as Ugandans prosper. Of course, that's my opinion. Do make much by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is the first time on this YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.